everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have another book review for you. This is a book that has been circulating through the horror community over on Twitter. A lot of people have been reading this one, and I am very grateful that the author reached out to me and offered me the opportunity to read his work as well. This review is going to be Michael Clarke's The Patience of a Dead Man. I absolutely loved this one. It hit all of the check marks for me in its length, in its descriptive qualities, in its writing. I just really enjoyed this one. Before we get into the formal review of this book, I want to read the back for you. It says, "Time means nothing to the dead. He just spent his last dollar on a rundown house, but someone's been waiting a long time for this day to come. Tim Russell bet everything on a handyman's dream, a quaint but dilapidated farmhouse in New Hampshire. Newly single after a messy divorce, he plans to live in the house as he restores it for resale. To his horror, as soon as the papers are signed and his work starts, ghosts begin to appear. A bone-white little boy, a woman covered in flies. Tim can't afford to leave and lose it all, so he turns to his real estate agent, Holly Burns, to help him decide whether or not he has any shot at fixing this haunting problem. Can they solve the mystery before he loses his investment, or perhaps even his life?" This was a solid 5-star read for me. It is just short, I believe, of 400 pages. I loved everything about this one. So in the beginning, Michael gives us an overlay of the property using property maps. The story takes place on a farm in New Hampshire. There is a grove, a field, a pond, and of course the farmhouse. Here's the house plan. He has gone into such extreme detail. You get the first floor layout and the second floor layout. At the end of the book, it was revealed that this home was based on Michael's childhood home, and that's probably why his writing is so descriptive. It really puts you there. You really feel as though you are Tim himself, walking along the property, walking through the woods, through the grove, in the house. It's all very surreal. It's all very realistic. The story is believable. You know, we've all encountered those times where we think that we have glimpsed someone out of the corner of our eyes, either in the middle of the night or even in broad daylight, and it just causes you to second guess yourself. This story is full of those, but it is also full of frightening, terrifying scenes that are so picturesque that it really makes you feel as though you are watching a movie. It's all playing out for you in your mind. I loved that part about this book. I love when authors can really put you there in the scenes and make you feel as though you are just watching a movie. So you know in scary movies when you feel like you want to do this because you are anticipating something that's going to jump out at you, or a scene that you are not prepared for, and you just have this vision of something really bad that's about to happen. Well, that happened to me on several occasions. Unfortunately, when you're reading a book, you can't do this. You have to continue reading, and that's why I love reading horror so much. I do not particularly enjoy watching scary movies as much as I do reading about the scary stories themselves. There was a scene in this story where Tim was forced to bring his 2 daughters into the home for a full weekend due to circumstances beyond his control. And A, being a mother, and B, also having 2 daughters myself, that terrified me. Just the scene where he wakes up and through the crack in the door, he sees Mildred staring at him and his two daughters in the bed while they are asleep. Just did everything for me in terms of terrifying me. So if you're a parent, this is a good one to scare your socks off. I really enjoyed the scene where Tim is walking in the woods and he's going through the grove, and the boy is there, the ghost boy, and he's passing each row in the grove, and to me that felt like I was watching a movie. And I actually reached out to Michael himself after I read that scene to give him praise for that. I love authors who can do that for me. And actually, this whole story felt like a movie. This deserves a movie adaptation. I would totally watch it. The characters were really well done and interesting. I loved Mildred's character. I wanted to know more about her background and history and why she is the way she is. I just really found that my interest in the story was piqued during those times when Mildred was present. I really enjoyed reading about her. Another great thing that Michael does with this story, he gives you multiple perspectives, not only through several mediums such as different character perspectives, including the perspective of Mildred. He also gives you perspectives through diary and journal entries, newspaper clippings. Through the journals and diaries, we get to experience the happenings prior to Tim's time. And that plays an important key role in developing this story along. I really enjoyed how well written this story was in terms of its descriptive language, in terms of the character building, the world building, the setting. He does such a good job with the setting, as I mentioned before. In the very beginning, he gives you the property map in case you get confused. You can go back, refer to that. But there's really no need for it because he just does such a good job with it. And I think that's due to the fact that he based this home off of his childhood home growing up, so he knows it very well. And it really just makes the story that much more realistic. And for me, that's why I gave this one 5 stars. You will definitely face your fears in this one. I am so happy that he also sent me book 2, Dead Woman Scorned. I'm looking forward to getting back into the story, learning more about Mildred, and seeing what she has in store for Tim and Holly. And to close this video, I hope that you enjoyed this review. Please hit the subscribe button. I'm so very close to 200 subscribers. That's a huge milestone for me. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and it's something that I really enjoy and very passionate about. I've made several friends doing this, and I just love talking books with you and sharing books and bringing other books to your awareness. If you also have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you can always follow me on those social platforms. I also have a Goodreads account. That's all I wanted to say. In closing, you know what I'm going to say. Don't forget to bookmark Beth. Bye, guys.